Brothers and sisters, the 2026 NBA offseason is shaping up to become probably the greatest offseason of my lifetime, and maybe of all time, honestly. There's been like a million things that has happened since the last video, and if you don't believe me, you can go check out Sham's Twitter account because he's posting like literally every minute, and I swear to God, this dude does not get any sleep at all. But yeah, first I'm going to start off with the biggest one for me, because apparently, according to Yahoo's Kevin O'Connor, multiple league sources have confirmed that the Golden State Warriors are aggressively going after Anthony Davis in order to land the ultimate fish, LeBron freaking James. Yeah, there seems to be a world where these two might actually reunite in the Bay Area with Steph Curry and Draymond Green, which on paper is like damn near Team USA levels of talent, except, you know, like 8 years ago. And if you don't think that any of this is believable, this is what Shams had to say. LeBron won't leave the Lakers unless one condition is met, and that's if Golden State is actually able to land Anthony Davis in a trade. Which, once again, if you had told me this at any point, I would have thought you were completely nuts. But that wasn't until they announced later that day that Draymond Green declined his $27.7 million player option in order to make room for a possible LeBron James signing. Yeah, I'm starting to think that this actually might have a real chance at happening. And I really don't think this is one of those situations where LeBron James' agent is just coming out so that they can leverage the Warriors in order to get a better offer from the Lakers. Like, assuming that they're somehow able to get the Wizards to take on Jimmy Butler's contract, even with a torn ACL, I actually think this is going to happen. Now, of course, that's probably going to be the biggest obstacle for this whole thing to go down, which is Jimmy Butler's contract. Because even though the Wizards got AD for relatively cheap compared to how good I actually think he is, he's still in a much better position than where Jimmy Butler is currently at. But I kind of hope the NBA like secretly gives him a first pick or something. Because if we get to watch a team up between LeBron James, AD, and Steph Curry next year, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be cinema. Even if the average age is like 39. I mean, can you imagine how legendary it would be? These three coming together to team up in order to win an NBA Finals championship in the twilight of their careers. Yeah, no, me neither, because they're definitely gonna get injured. Like there's no way they make it without being injured. But can a man hope? Like come on, at the very least, let's send off LeBron James and Steph Curry with a bang. Anyways, that wasn't the only crazy thing that happened today, because from out of completely nowhere, the Memphis Grizzlies decided to finally cut the whole Ja Morant experiment short and traded him to the Portland Trail Blazers. And look, if I'm being honest, I don't really have much to say about this trade because I haven't really watched the Memphis Grizzlies in a while. I just remember back a couple of years ago where Ja Morant was being kind of touted as the is touted the right word? I don't know. He was being put up on a pedestal to be the next great American player, but yeah, ever since he started showing his American side, that didn't really work out. But yeah, Portland's definitely got some figuring out to do, because they are just riddled with point guards now. They got Dame Lillard coming back, of course. They got Ja Morant, Scoot Henderson, and Drew Holiday, all currently on the roster. And I assume Lillard and Ja will be on the starting lineup, so their defense is going to be pretty goddamn suspect. As for everything else, there's been a whole lot of things that's happened today. A lot of people extending their contracts, and Miles Bridges going to the Suns, which the only thing I got to say about that is why'd you do that, Suns? What are you doing? But I guess it's a pretty good culture reset for the Charlotte Hornets. I wasn't expecting them to blow it up. I mean, after the LaMelo Ball trade, I thought they would just continue with Naz Reid, but if I imagine it now, Naz Reid is probably going to get traded to somewhere else, and I guess, I don't know, what is Charlotte doing? I don't even know what Charlotte's doing, but why is the Suns going after Miles Bridges? There are also a couple of trades that I wanted to personally cover, because if for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a huge LeBron fan, and because of that, I've been a Lakers fan for the last 8 years, and I've been witnesses to some pretty bad offseason. What, Russell Westbrook? But I have a really sneaky suspicion that this year's offseason is going to be pretty goddamn bad for the Lakers. For the Lakers, of course. First things first, Marcus Smart just declined his $5.4 million player option. OKC picked up Lou Dort's $17.7 million team option for the next season. The Spurs have showed interest in pursuing Rui Hachimura. And DeAndre Ayton just picked up his $8.1 million player option. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does all of this have in common? Well, it completely screws over the Lakers. Yeah, it's not looking really good. I want to shout out Marcus Smart because he definitely played his way out of that $5.4 million contract. He is, in my opinion, at least a $10 million player, probably somewhere from $10 to $13 million a year is what he's worth. And the Lakers can pay that right now, but I think if they do that, they won't have the money to pay for a real center, which is apparently what Luka really wants this offseason. And you add that to the fact that the Houston Rockets are apparently coming at him pretty aggressively. I just don't imagine that we will even have the money to compete with Houston's offer. Also, the Lou Dort thing is kind of connected because the Lakers were reported to be aggressively going after Lou Dort, and he would have been a pretty good replacement for Marcus Smart. But now that's not even possible because he's with OKC for this next entire year. And as for Rui Hachimura, he is one of my GOATs, like quite literally my favorite player on the Lakers other than LeBron James. I know he has a bunch of defensive deficiencies, but even with all that, he's quite literally the greatest shooter in all of playoff history, okay? And if the San Antonio Spurs get him, then the Lakers are screwed. Because there is a real world where the Lakers lose LeBron James, Marcus Smart, Rui Hachimura, and then sign DeAndre Ayton this offseason. All else. Nah, that's an L, bro. That's a goddamn Rob Pelinka masterclass. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Free agency literally starts tomorrow, so I'm sure we're gonna get a whole bunch of news I have to cover. There are some pretty interesting pieces out there, like Bradley Beal's a free agent now. Jonathan Kuminga, which I actually expected the Hawks to sign or to extend because they traded for him, but he's a free agent now, so there's some places that they need to end up. I think we're just really getting started, which is actually kind of insane to even think about with just how many things have gone down that have been major this offseason. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys think LeBron James is going to be in a Golden State uniform next year, because if he is, I got a whole lot of tweets to delete.